Home Team Realty presents Upside Down. Hi, my name is Mike Secco and I'm the broker for Home Team Realty. Do you owe more than your home is worth? Recently, Susie Orman, famous Susie Orman financier, was on the news saying that if you owe more than $50,000 on your home, that you should walk away. You're far better off because you will never regain the value that that home once had. You'll never regain that equity. Okay, so if you owe more than your home is worth, for the same amount of payment, you could have a better home, or for the same quality home, you could have a much smaller payment. What if, instead of making the payment, we pay into a savings account for about 6 months? Yes, this will have a negative on your credit. But not making a payment for 6 months, what would the consequences be in 2 years? 4 years? Well, let's find out. Example, and this is typical for neighbors who bought their home about 8 or 10 years ago. This is from Roseville, California neighborhood that I specialize in. If they had a mortgage of about $400,000 at a 6.5% fixed interest rate, their home now is only worth around $250,000, and their principal and interest payment would be $25.28 per month. Okay, what if you stop making payments? After 6 months, you would have $15,168. Your lender wants his house back. Your credit is damaged. Okay, good, bad. To quote Meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Okay, so your lender wants his house back. That's good. That's more like an escape. The following example will explain how this is good, but you will have to move. Whoa, that doesn't sound so good, but bear with me. Maybe you had a hardship, such as reduced income or unexpected expenses. If so, you may qualify for Homeowner Affordable Foreclosure Alternative, HAFA. That's the government program. If not, your lender may approve a cash for keys payment in lieu of eviction. Either way, you get around $3,000. That takes a little sting out of the move. Losing the home and getting out from under the mortgage. There are 3 ways to make that happen. 1, walk away. 2, deed in lieu of foreclosure. And 3, short sale. So let's go over these options. Option 1, walk away. This is a typical foreclosure. It will have a negative impact on your credit for at least 5 years, but can be as long as 10. This is not the best option, but it's still far better than staying in a home and making the payments on an upside-down mortgage. 2, deed in lieu of foreclosure. This is not really an option, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. First of all, before this can happen, you must try to short sell your home without success, then hand over the deed. There's still the same as option 1, a foreclosure with the same repercussions. Furthermore, if you live in California, more than likely you signed a deed of trust when you bought the home. A trust deed means that when you fail to meet the conditions of your mortgage contract, you are deeding the property back to the lender. So they already have their deed. You've already signed it. It's not really an option at all. Option 3, short sale. Lender accepts less than what is owed. Calls the loan paid in full with no recourse. Not only are you free of this burden, if your house was your principal place of residence, you will probably not have to pay taxes on this debt relief. Another thing, you may be eligible for a new mortgage in only 2 years. Whoa. So now what? You find a place to rent for 2 years. A home of equal size and amenities should save you at least $800 per month from the $25.28 you were paying for mortgage. Live there for 2 years and save the difference. Let's go back to our example. Now, so in the 2 years, you should have accumulated $15,000 for not paying mortgage, $3,000 for your HAFA or cash for keys, mortgage versus rent, another $19,200. You have $37,365. In the same 2 years, the neighborhood where you live appreciated by 3% per year. So your old home, Mr. Pay on Time, is now worth $265,225. It's up from the $250 that it was worth. Your neighbor, he still owes $390,758. He's still upside down by quite a bit. So what if in the past 2 years you took good care of your credit, you can now qualify for a new mortgage. Now if you take the $37,000 and change that you saved and you put that down on the same size home and with the same amenities, you have a new mortgage in the amount of $227,860. Instead of paying $25.28 per month, now your new mortgage payment is only $14.40 for basically the same house. That's over $1,000 a month more in disposable income. Okay, now let's compare. This is 2 years. Mr. Pay on Time, his market value is $26,525. His mortgage balance is $390,672. His monthly payment, that's going to stay the same because it's going to stay the same until he pays it off. He is still upside down by $125,500 and change. Mr. Smart, on the other hand, market value is the same house, so it's going to be the same. However, his mortgage balance is $227,860. His monthly payment is $14.40. Compare that to $25.28, and his equity is on the plus side of $37,365, which is the amount of his down payment, of course. Okay, so we have minus equity versus a plus equity. But wait, it even gets better in 4 years. All that's in 2 years. Okay, now a 4-year comparison. Mr. Pay on Time, his market value, assuming it went up another 3% per year, is now at $281,370. His balance is still $382,38. He is still upside down by nearly $100,000. While on the other hand, Mr. Smart, his market value is the same because it's the same house. His mortgage balance is $222,595, and he has a positive equity of a whopping $58,774. So he has, in the difference in equity in the two, Mr. Smart and Mr. Pay on Time, is $157,642, and then there's another $26,112 less that he paid in payments. So over the time frame there, we have a difference in $183,754 gain over Mr. Pay on Time. Now, is that worth renting for 2 short years? Well, you'll have to answer that. I can't. This is just a typical example. Let me crunch your specific numbers. I think you'll be amazed. Give me a call at 916-704-0605, or if you'd like a free copy of my book, A Homeowner's Guide to Real Estate Short Sales, go to www.sacramentoshortsalepro.com. Let me be your realtor so I can help you be like Mr. Smart. My name is Mike Secco, and I'm the broker for Home Team Realty. And I hope this has been beneficial for you, and thank you for viewing.